I went to my high school reunion yesterday and I seen some old friends of mine. So we decided to catch up, and one of my friends started talking about how successful her son was. She said, "My son is so successful. He owns a car dealership and he just gave his best friend a Ferrari." I didn't want to be a part of the conversation no more, so I just started scrolling through social media on my phone. But then my second friend said, "Oh, that's nothing. My son owns an airline and he just gave his best friend a private jet." Then my third friend said, "Well, my son is more successful than the both of your sons. He owns 7 mansions and he just gave his best friend one." I was still looking down at my phone and then one of my friends tapped on me. I looked up at her and she said, "I heard you have a son too. So what does he do for a living?" Me being a proud mom, I said, "Well, my son is a gay stripper." My friend said, "Oh no, you must be so disappointed with what he's done with his life." I said, "Actually, no, I'm not disappointed because he is doing very well for himself. He just got a Ferrari from one of his boyfriends, a private jet from his second boyfriend, and a mansion from his third boyfriend." Me and my dad was heading home after he picked me up from school one day. He was already late picking me up and I had to be at soccer practice. So in order to get me there on time, he had to drive above the speed limit. Not too long after that, he noticed a police car in his rearview mirror. They had their lights on trying to tell my dad to pull over. But for some reason, my dad didn't pull over and he started going faster. I was confused and scared at the same time. Both my dad and the police car was racing down the highway going 90 miles per hour. When my dad looked over at me and he seen that I was scared, he finally decided to pull over. He pulled over to the curb and the police officer got out of his car and approached my dad's car. When the police officer stuck his head in my dad's window, he already looked frustrated and upset. He looked at my dad and he said, "Listen, sir, I had a really lousy day and I'm just ready to go home. So give me a good reason why you was speeding and I will let you go." My dad hesitated for a moment and I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, just tell him that I'm late to soccer practice. But that's not what came out of my dad's mouth. My dad said, "I'm sorry, but 4 weeks ago my wife cheated on me and left me for a police officer. And when I seen your car in my rearview mirror, I thought you was that police officer that my wife cheated on me with. So I thought you got tired of her and you tried to bring her back to me." And to my surprise, the police officer let him go. One day, my husband went to a clothing store to get me a gift. He wanted to get me a pair of fancy gloves because we had plans to go to dinner that weekend. Before he bought the gloves, he had the manager try them on just to see how they would look on a woman's hands. The manager told my husband that the gloves were perfect. So she wrapped the gloves up for him and she put them in a gift bag. But before he left the store, he didn't realize that the manager accidentally gave him a pair of panties instead of the gloves. When he got home, it was around bedtime and I was asleep. So he sat the gift on the nightstand on my side of the bed. And when I woke up the next morning, he was already gone for work. But I was surprised to see the gift on my nightstand because it's been a while since he bought me a gift. When I looked inside the gift bag, I seen it was a pair of panties. And there was also a note. It said, "Dear sweetheart, I really hope you like the gift. The lady at the store said they were perfect. Anyways, I had her try them on for me and she looked more like a lady. I really hope you would wear them for me Friday night. Love, your husband. P.S. The latest style is to wear them folded in with a little fur showing."